Can you hear me now? Let me turn that one off. Let's try that one. Is that okay? What's going on here? Let's turn this. All right. Now I feel like I'm echoing. All right. Now you can hear sound now, Walter? Is that good? Thumbs up? Hi, Michelle. Yes. Okay. Can you hear an echo? I don't know why my microphone was on. It has an echo. All right. Let's see if I can turn this all the way off. Not sure why it's echoing. All right. Let's try this again. All right. I know why you can't hear me. Guys, turn my camera on. Oh, it's been a couple of weeks, you guys. There. Now you should have sound now, right? Yep, I think so. Let me see. Turn my sound on the TV. No? Yep. I'm hearing sound. I'm hearing sound. Do you hear sound? Yay, mom says sound. Woohoo, mom. I'm going to turn my TV. Yeah, so I had my camera on, but not on the screen. So that's why my sound didn't work. Okay, I learned something tonight. Hi, Daryl. Hi, Francie. Hi, Shirley. Third time's a charm. Hi, Melissa, Michelle, Mom, Susan, Dean, Walter, Diane, Luann, Kate, Jamie. I believe there was Karen and Shirley. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Hi, Tia. Anyway, no echo. That's good. I figured it out. I just have turned my other camera on. So I'm going to quick switch my cameras around and turn that one off. Think you're all good. You can still hear me, I believe. Thank you, you guys. I missed you guys too. I'm going to keep making sure you can hear me. I hope everyone's having a great week. And happy hump day. Hello, Don. I'm going to go ahead and Penny's here, but I'm going to go ahead and post my little bundle here. I created this Santa's Visit bundle tonight, and we're going to use those products. And I don't know, there may be a few other products, but those are the main ones. So first, we're going to start off with some Scarlet Cardstock. What's in my bundle? Scarlet Cardstock. I got my little cheat sheet here. We've got the Tailored Expressions Santa's Visit and Coordinating Stamp or die. We've got the Velveteen Cherry Tomato Glaze. We feed your camels, yes. We've got Ornamental Gold, Chroma Mist. I've got my Gilded Embossing Powder. This is the Sanctuary Slimline Stencil. We're going to use one of the Perfect Blend card bases. And I already have that out and done. So let's move those off to the side. And I did prep one, so we don't have to wait for drying time, okay? So I'm back. I got back on Monday night. We had a great, obviously it wasn't the bestest time, but we had a great time with family and friends. So I'm going to cut my cardstock down to, let me see, I actually want to do the whole panel. So I'm going to do 4 1/4. Actually, we'll do 4 1/4 or 4 1/2, 4 1/2. I think that's how wide this stencil is. 4 1/2. We are going to cut it down, but I'm going to cut it down. I liked this stencil because I looked at the stencil, and this stencil to me looks like kind of a flower right here in the middle. And I was thinking kind of a poinsettia flower. So one thing that is not in my bundle, but if you, I like to use is I have some pixie spray. I like to use pixie spray when I'm using glazes, especially like velveteen glaze, because it's a little bit thinner glaze than like a glitter glaze. So I do like to use it because I feel like it gets me a nice seal. And then I like to really make sure I push it down. So let's get that out of the way because we don't need that anymore. And I did not pre-prep. Usually I have a little bucket with soapy water underneath. And I did not do that. But I will tell you that if I just soak this overnight in some soapy water, the velveteen glaze will come off even if it's dried on my stencil. Okay. So here's the velveteen glaze, and I'm using cherry tomato because, you know, it's I'm doing Christmas colors. So I'm not quite, I'm ready for Halloween, but I'm not quite ready for Halloween. And I haven't gotten a chance to use this yet. So I've adored the stamp set since I've seen it, and I wanted to use it. It does remind me of stained glass. So these little pieces always they help keep your glazes from drying out. And then you can kind of use anything you want for them. I have just this kind of old standard palette knife. And I see I'm going to move this. If you get seasick, I'm just going to move that a little bit. It looked like I was at a little bit of an angle. I probably bumped it. Hello, Cherie. I just like to kind of put my glaze, especially glazes like Chroma Glaze, Chroma Opaques. One thing I was going to do, not that it matters, is take some pixie tape and tape off the corners. I don't think it's going to matter a terrible amount, but I am going to do that because this is a rounded top. Is just to go one direction with your glazes. I don't like to go back and forth. Not that I've never done that. I have done that, and I know I've said don't do it, don't do as I say, don't do as I do. But I have found that if you go one direction, you have less chance of seepage. So I try to just go one direction when I do this. So, and I try with the velveteen glazes, if you push in too hard, you can kind of put some gaps in it, I don't, you know, or marks in it. So I try to go very smoothly with it and slow. I don't go super fast. I just try to do a little bit, kind of push it down. But I like the fact that the pixie spray really helps it, you know, kind of keep its pattern. Now watch, I'll probably have not done it properly tonight and it will ooze a little bit, but I do notice that the more you go back and forth like this, the bigger chances you are of distorting the stencil and having a little bit of seepage. So, oh, is that Christy? Is that Christy back there? I think it is because I saw Walter, Francie, and Melissa. So it's probably Christy. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that all. I like to tap this down on the table just to kind of suck that extra down. And then I just use a baby wipe. And I just buy mine from my local quick dollar store here and wipe it all off. And I don't worry too much about saving the extra, but I will see how there's all that extra glaze around the outside. It does help if you can kind of wipe the edge down a little bit. That helps keep your little plastic piece from getting too dirty. I mean, it's red. Red gets everywhere usually. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the pixie tape first. These are just extra because I did a little tiny bit of crafting when I was up north with my family. I didn't get a lot done. I took way too much, but you know, nobody's ever done that, right? Taking too much with and then not using it. And then are we ready for the reveal? Yes, I do have one of those scrapers. I actually have it right here. Which you can do, but I think I got plenty of glaze. That kind of helps, you know, keep it. I will say with the velveteen glaze, sometimes if you don't do it at the right angle, you can make it, you know, you can hit it and it doesn't give that crisp, flat edge that I want. So I do have one of those. I do use those a lot. All right, I'm ready for the reveal. Gonna pick it up here. 1, 2, 3, go. Look at how beautiful that is. I'm gonna throw that off to the side here. And here you can see, this is a spot right here where I'm talking about I got a little bit, it's not quite thick, or it's a little bit thicker. So it's not as smooth, but it will work. So let's wipe this stuff up. And I just have a laminated sheet of grid paper off to the side, and that's what I usually use for all of my glazes and wet pieces of paper so that they dry. Yes. All right, now I have one done and it's already dry. So I'm going to pull that out. I'm just wiping my fingers off a little bit so I don't have any wetness. Red stains, just so you know. Okay. Are you ready for this? Here is the dry one. Look at how beautiful that is. So I'll pull it up a little bit closer. So it's kind of a matte finish and it's just pretty. So now I know I'm probably going to cut this down a little bit. I hadn't really decided. I just knew I wanted to use it. Now I will say I also did this on the holly. This is the holly. And if you look at the holly, which I don't know if there are hollies in stock right now, but you can just barely see the difference. So it's more matte on the holly, but it stands out more. Sorry for the out of focus. That's my iPhone there. How stand out it is. So it's just beautiful. So one of the reasons we're using Velveteen Glaze is because I wanted to make sure I put that in there, that the CYOE challenge this month is to use Chroma glazes. And I don't have the new ones yet. They're still waiting for me. They're still waiting to ship. They're about something I have on, I think, on back order or something. So that hasn't come yet. So we're going to add a little shimmer, because what is Christmas without some shimmer? Ornamental golds. I've already kind of shook it up. You can usually tell because like the little shiny Mikey stuff's in the bottom. Oh, holly is in stock. Okay, I don't know how much there is. I just wanted to make sure that you had the two choices. So I like the Scarlet is prettier with the cherry tomato velveteen glaze, in my opinion. Thank you, Don. It is. Francie, I always forget about it too until I use it. So I'm just shaking it up a little bit more. And then I'm going to spritz it off to the side. And then we're just going to spritz a little bit. It's just going to give a little bit of shimmer. I just did a little bit. I was just going to add that little bit of shimmer. And if you really, really want to, you could add some, I mean, you could use aqua pigments, the Gilded aqua pigments, or the shimmer splash. And I'm just going to use a little bit of this because this is a little bit more opaque. That's see-through or transparent. Transparent would be the word I guess I'm using. But you can kind of see it. It's not quite as thick as like the splash. Okay. So I just love it. I'm going to put this off to the side to dry. And then we're going to move on to our Santa's Visit. I haven't put anything in my pouches, anything yet. I just cut these open last night. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to use Santa, I think. And we're going to use the Merry Christmas. And somewhere here, I have my Misty, my mini Misty. And I'm going to pull out the insert because we don't need that. And I need some Perfect Blend paper. I moved it. Looks like I have a piece right here that might be the perfect size for Santa. I have a great idea to use this stamp set, and I'm hoping I have time to play with it this weekend. So we've kind of gone to the other side of our life here, happening that after with my dad and now Tom's mom. And so Tom is not here right now. He's staying with his mom. So we've been kind of playing tag team with the dog. So poor little Fletch he missed Mama when she went to Pittsburgh, missed Mama when she went up to visit her dad, and then missed Mama again when she was gone last week, and now he's missing Dada. So I told Tom that maybe I'd take him for, I got to say the word, I got to spell it RIDE, because otherwise he'll come attack me tonight. and we'll maybe go pop and see him. So I'm just using some Raven ink and Perfect Blend paper because that's my favorite, especially if we're going to color. And this is just going to be a image. And look at how cute this guy is. He is so cute. Yeah, he's been such a good boy. He's been such a good boy. He definitely misses his daddy, though. The first night, he didn't sleep with me. He slept downstairs, halfway between the stairs and the door. I think he kept waiting for the door to open. Last night, he slept with me all night. He's getting spoiled. He's going to be used to sleeping in bed, and then I'm going to have to kick him out. And then I'm going to grab a piece of Jurassic just to add a little bit extra color besides all the red. I love that Santa too, Francie. And that is what we're going to use for this. I don't think it's big enough. I don't think I want to do anything else, but maybe we'll do the package in green as well. So I've got the sentiment in the package. And yeah, I've just been dying to ink that Santa. That's the very first time I inked him up. He's so cute. So I'm going to use my little anti-static powder tool and get that going so I don't forget. And we'll grab some embossing ink and we're going to go ahead and ink those up. Now I forget, you know, these are rubber stamps, so you don't have to push super hard. You get a really good texture on them. They're very good for detail in particular because of the etched rubber. And so a couple things I want to make sure I tell you about is that I think it is through, remind me, Penny, if I'm right, Friday. There's a couple of codes you can use. There's Thanks24, and that will give you 25% off Brutus Monroe products. You can use URock24 for 10% if it's over $100. You can stack those together. If you want free shipping, your order must be over $100. And you need to log out to use the codes. So thank you. Yep. Wanted to make sure I said that. And then I just have my little notes here. Just wanted to remind you, under classes now, if you click on classes, that will take you to the events, you know, or BrutusMonroeEvents.com. This is the Gilded embossing powder. And we still have some general admission for the anniversary party of $25. The super VIP exclusive swag bag is $50. We've got the Fall into the Holidays event. It's a one-day virtual event hosted by Christopher. It's on sale right now at $125. There's the Merry Making event, which is November 8th through the 10th. And that is virtual or in person. There's limited number. And it's on sale right now to $250. We've got Jessica's birthday slumber party on October 11th for $25. And you can also sign up for the make and takes. And when you click on that, you'll have your options for which class, which time you can sign up for those. Francie, I might have used that 25% off today too. I think. I don't remember. I know I placed it. I had to have that ghost stencil too. I almost ordered it this morning and then I'm like, nope, wait for the live. So here we got our Gilded. Just is so pretty. Thought this green would add some nice color. Nice color. Yes, Christopher will go live tomorrow night. And then there is Freebie Friday, which I think I heard a little rumor about it being something that smells nice. That's all I know. That's what I heard. I don't know anything, but I did hear that. So I know I can say that because I heard it. It's on video. And then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to die cut these out. I'm going to die cut them all out, even though I haven't colored these yet with the coordinating dies. So you do not have to buy the dies. This bundle comes with the both sets, but if you wanted to just buy the stamps, you can. They are available separately. So Sarah is live now on Mondays. Christopher is live on Tuesdays. We do live packing on Wednesdays, and I am live Wednesdays. And what were they doing today, Michelle? They did the wheel for $25. You got a wheel spin, and it was different things. And I think Tracy had to dance. I had to step away and do some things for work, so I didn't get to see all of it, but I know that they were shipping and ordering when I was watching there. So that's the bad thing about being gone, is that you got to play catch up once you are gone. So, hi, Ellen. You just got back from the movies? Popcorn? I haven't had popcorn at the movie theater in so long. I am looking forward to, I'd like to go see the new Wicked movie coming out in the theater. I may or may not. It just depends. And eventually, I don't even know what all comes out, but I miss theater popcorn. Oh, big yawn out there, little pup. So there we go. We've got this Merry Little Christmas, and it cuts out the little pieces on the inside. Isn't that beautiful? I love sentiment dies. So when I was home, we stayed at a retreat center, and this retreat center was fabulous, you guys. I think there was 6 bathrooms, I think, and 8 rooms, something similar to that. But we could 30 people could stay there, and in November. Okay. Yep. Ellen, that's what my son just went to see that. He said that was really good. And it was a crafting place. So every table had our little drink thing. There was a Cricut machine there. They were older ones, but it was made for crafting. My mom has been there before for a quilt retreat, and I was like, this was just a great place. There was a nice kitchen. There was a little TV room downstairs. I mean, there was a jacuzzi tub, for Pete's sake. It was a really nice place, and it was in the middle of nowhere. I actually pulled in, and I was like, okay, if Freddie comes out of, or Jason or Freddie comes out of, Jason, I guess, comes out of the woods, I'm like, nobody's going to hear us yelling for miles, because we are in the middle of, well, northern Minnesota. Cows were, across the street was a big field full of hay bales. It was just peaceful. So the last night we were there, we got to see the Northern Lights. And the one thing I had to go to bed. It was just too late. My sister and son and my brother got to see some of the meteor shower that was going on. So it was just a really nice place. We're going to try to go back there again. So, all right, I've got my pieces cut out. We've got our little Santa here. We're going to grab some markers here and quickly color him. I think I'm going to use some tri-blends here quick. I got pale pink, and that's pink. I want red. Where's my red here? There we go. Now's the colors we're just going to use quick. So I like the pale pink blend. I think I have another one that's similar to, let's see. Nope, that's gray. I really don't have a peachy color. I guess I have this coral blend. Let's see what that looks like. That might be a little too pink, though. I think that's a little too pink. So I know that we've had some good bundles. Oh, this is very pink. Okay, we're going to change back. I did coral blend. Let's try it out. That's okay. It's Santa. That looks a little better. He's a little pinky, but we'll pretend he's been huffing and puffing. Fletch, you're okay, bub. You're okay. You're not going outside right now. Oh, I colored his eyebrows. Whoops. That's okay. I can fix that. We'll get a gel pen in there. So he is the cutest little dancing Santa. And then we're going to go ahead and just color him. I'm going to use this really dark marker in these kind of spots where there's some more of the, I'm going to grab my cheaters. I wore my cheaters in public for the first time. Oh, Chrissy, I understand. That is not a problem. Fortunately, you can always catch the replay. So I'm just using this dark marker, kind of where I'm going to probably, what is going, there's something shiny on this. I keep seeing a piece of plastic. But I wore my cheaters for the first time in public because my sister, I was part of the ceremony and I had to read the obituary, and my sister forgot to print it off. So I had to read the paper that was big, and I said, good thing I brought my cheaters. And I ran out to the car. The only bad part was is that every time I looked up, I had to close my eyes before I could lift my head and then open them. So I couldn't see anybody, which was probably okay because then I wasn't super nervous. But I know I'm getting older, so it's one fact of life. And let's see here. We got this guy. Got this here. And we're just going to kind of give it a little. I think what I'm going to do is I think we're going to add a little bit of fun color to his clothes. Let me grab this bright citrus. This isn't really a goldy color. Let's see. I do have this yellow orange color. I did get the Chroma Mist bundle and the Circus paper pack. I do have both of those. It's kind of a brown color, but we'll make it work. It's gold enough. And then I think for fun, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab the shimmer spray, the shimmer mist, the pearl. I'm going to spray a little bit of that out, and we're going to add a little extra sparkle to Santa. We'll just pour a little bit out. They don't need a lot. And we're going to put a little bit of this on his clothes and stuff. What do you guys say? Okay, Santa's gloves, should they be black or are they white? I don't remember. My head's not thinking about that right now. Ooh, that'll be fun. That'll be awesome. So we're going to go ahead and I'm just going to paint this on in any of the sparkly spots. Any spot that should be white. So what do you guys think? Should I make Santa's gloves black? I kind of feel like we need that dimension. You know, he's going down the soot. You know, his boots have to be black. I didn't count those yet either, but we'll paint this a little bit sparkly here. Black? Okay, I agree. I think they need to be black. You know, because what if he has to slow himself down going down a chimney? I mean, I know he's magic and all, but, you know, it's soot. So we'll add a little bit of that. And then I'm just going to leave his beard and his, I think we're going to add just a little bit of, do I have any of that? I don't know if I have a white gel pen handy. I do. And we'll add a little bit because I need to, I'm kind of put that on because I kind of colored in his eyebrows. And I'm going to add just a little bit of white gel pen to his beard, just to give it some shine when you move it, but not really colored in. Probably won't see that on video too much. But yeah, black. Okay. Well, Ellen, that makes me happy. I love painting with watercolor or with the Chroma Mist. That's my favorite way to use them, to be honest with you. Is to paint with them. And I haven't even swatched them out. I haven't had time. I got them, I think, just before I left. And I didn't have a time to play with them. I didn't take any. I only took a little bit of shimmer stuff with me. And I knew I wasn't going to have a ton of time for much. I didn't want to color. I was, excuse me, trying to just stamp and dye. Coloring his belt here quick. I'm going to color, and I'm coloring these straight off black. We're going to make them straight black. I'm not going to give them too much shading. It's raining here, you guys. We haven't had rain in a while. We kind of needed it. I'm going to just give this a little bit of color, and then I think what I'll do is I'll grab a gray and fill in just a hair on his boots to give him a little bit of a little shine to the tip, to the top. Does that make sense? Thank you. Thank you. That would make sense. But he is black. It's been a while since I've watched a Christmas movie, obviously. You know, it's not that time of year for Christmas, so I'm just going to grab this gray marker in the dark color and we'll just add a little bit, just a tad, just to give it kind of a shine color and kind of fill in any spots I forgot. So I'll hold that up so you guys can kind of see that. Oops, throwing them on my clothes. So if you see that, I added just a little bit of gray to his marker so it looks like, or his boot, so he looks like he has just a little bit of shine on them. So everyone's grass is dead here. It is. It's been so green and now it's just, and I'm okay with that because we had that beautiful, beautiful green color for so long. And then, and I, you know, I didn't have to step on dead grass in June. I'm going to pick up this. Let's see. I just have some cardstock here. And I am going to just, this is just, I don't even know what color this is or anything. It's just a piece of orange cardstock. I don't know where it's from. And I'm just going to add this extra pearl to it, kind of give it some shimmer and shine, use that up. And I can do something with that fall's coming. And just put that off to the side and I can use this for fall cards. Hello, Heather. How are you? And then we'll wipe that up. All right. We've got our Santa, we've got our sentiment, we've got our panel here. Now we got to figure out what we're going to do officially. So here is, oh yeah, it's, hi Annie. It is, I'm not in the heat. I am so over the heat. I am so ready for fall. Okay, now where did I put my panel? Panel. Oh, that's right. We split it down here. All right, here's our panel. So here is the card base, and here's our panel. So if you look, this is a full on panel, which we could use. But of course, we've got that little bit up at the top. So I may throw in some other things quick here for color, but I'm going to chop it off, I think, at the top. Okay. So originally I had thought about maybe cutting out with a circle this flower, but I think I'm just going to cut the top off. And we got to cut the little bit of bottom off where it's not there. And then we might add just, I don't know, some ink blending or something. Maybe some gold on some white cardstock, which is what I'm kind of leaning towards. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that down. And then I am going to cut this off right at where the corners went. Okay, so it's going to be kind of short, but we'll figure out a way. You know, have you ever cut something and you're like, oh no, I cut it way too short? Well, look at that. It's kind of short, but it's actually, if you put it on the middle a little bit, it works kind of perfect. So I think maybe what I might do is grab some, this is just some other white card. So this is some scraps of Not Your Mama. And I think we're just going to heat emboss some gold on that. And we'll put them as strips across the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of put a bunch of embossing powder down, or embossing ink down, and just kind of make a little, and then we'll have a little bit of white too, which will tie into the edges of our edges of our image. So oh, it is. It is, Ellen is very pretty on tone on tone. And I did show that if you want the true tone on tone, you could do the cherry tomato on the holly. So there's just a little bit of a difference when you see them. This is the Scarlet, which I really like how the pattern stands out a little more. But if you wanted true tone on tone, you could put it on the holly. And then that is the cherry velveteen glaze. So we're just going to add this on and make our own little pattern paper, glitter paper. I think this is a fun way to use up scraps and all that stuff. And of course, you got to watch it ink blend, right? Or melt. It's so fun to watch it melt. I'm just going to heat it up on my arm just briefly. And we'll start the melting process. And this Gilded is just beautiful. The process is just mesmerizing. And then, to be honest with you, I want a little bit more. It looks pretty good, but there's a little texture in there. I want it a little smoother. So I'm going to go one more time. I'm just going to add this. And I re-inked my ink pad, about a week or so ago. So it's very juicy right now. Probably better wipe that up before I get it on everything. So no, I am so ready for fall. And I'm super excited because my daughter stayed in Florida this past week because she is gearing up for her first competition as a professional dancer teacher. And she has a student, and tomorrow they leave, or I don't know if they leave today or if they leave tonight for the competition in Georgia. And I got a little spot missing there, so I might have to add a little more here in a minute. And she had some pictures on Facebook today. She just looked beautiful. I'm so excited for her. All right. And then when it melts, it'll be just a little bit smoother because I did more than one layer. Exactly, Francie. High of 70. That is as high as it ever needs to get, in my opinion, unless I have to go to a water park. Then it can be in the 80s. But anything higher than that is just nuts. Now, I don't know if you can tell. It's smoother. And I could do one more, but I think I'm happy with this. So I'm going to leave it alone. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to cut this down. I've been using my computer as my staging area. Just going to cut this down. Cut down where, and then, so how wide are we? We're at 3.5. So we'll cut off. I'm going to cut off. Yeah, I think I'm going to do 3.5. Actually, I'm going to do a little bit off each side because this has that nice kind of flat edge on it, and this edge won't now that I cut it. Okay, now I hope I did that right. I didn't measure twice. Measure twice, cut once, right? All right. Thank you. I'm super excited. Oh yeah, sweater weather. I'm so excited for that. So see how we're gonna have just that little bit? I think that'll be perfect. And then I'm just gonna cut this in half. So it's 2 inches, so I'm just gonna cut it in 1 inch. And then make sure that I've got a flat surface to cut on. And there we go. So we've got our card base. I don't think I kind of want just a little bit of the gold to show, or the white to show. So we're just going to kind of, so we got here. Love it. I love it. So what I think I'm going to do so that I can eyeball this, I'm going to go ahead and attach my gold first. You could totally cut this down even farther. You wouldn't need to hide so much of this, but I'm just going to go for it. And I'm going to put glue on both of these. And using way too much glue tonight. That's funny, Christy. No, I'm ready for fall. I'm ready for hunting season. I'm ready for just everything. And so I'm going to use my mat here, my grid mat here. And I'm going to go ahead and just line it up so that there's a 1/4 inch at the bottom and use both sides. So just a little bit. And then I'm hiding that ugly edge. It's kind of an ugly edge right here. That's going to be behind. See, and so I'll show you. I'll put this down and you'll be able to, it'll hide it. And then we'll do the same thing. Oh, I need a little bit of glue on this corner so it stays flat. And then I'm going to hide the other ugly edge. And we're going to do the same thing. I just flipped it around, line it up. And go ahead and line that up again. We've got that. So here's the basis of our card. Then we're going to go ahead and add this. This is where you could probably put some foam tape and kind of pop that up a little bit. But I think I'm just want it flat tonight. I'm in a mood for flat. maybe we'll pop up our Santa or the present or something. So, all right. One thing I did not say is that when I tend to, if I cut down this smaller and I have edges, like this one has, you know, I have the edge, the white edge, so I'm good. But if my paper's too small, I like to rub my fingers or around the edges to make sure I have no little bops, or I kind of push them in. Yeah, I know it's been kind of warm down there too. Now I'm just going to kind of eyeball this so that it looks like this is the same amount of gold. Let's see here. It looks like maybe 2 lines, 2 lines. Split the difference. That looks good. Looks good for me. I hope that looks good for you guys. And look at how beautiful that is. You really would just could slap a sentiment on this and you could be done. But I think we got to have this fun Santa. We got our fun Santa, which he needs just a hair of, let's see, what is this? This is the pomegranate. I'm going to grab just a teeny tiny hair of that and just add just a little bit to his cheeks. Because it is Santa, you know, right? He's got to have rosy cheeks and a rosy nose and a red nose. So add just a little bit. All right. Ooh, I almost put that in my drink, you guys. I mean, I know it's not toxic, but I don't want to drink it. Okay. So we got our little Santa here. And I know he's kind of floating here. We've got our little present. I think we're going to put that on his hand. And then we've got our Merry Christmas. But I'm kind of letting him, I think I'm going to let him float. I think we need to put this Christmas up here, though, somewhere. And maybe we'll put Santa over here. Kind of down. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, maybe we'll let him float. We'll let him float. And we'll put the Christmas up here somewhere. Because I really like the idea of having a lot of that background shine. So thank you, you guys. I think it's turning out better than I expected. I had an idea last night. I told Heather I would come up with something, and then I kind of played around a little bit with it last night. I wasn't unpacked. My craft room wasn't unpacked. And so I had to, during Christopher's Live, I was unpacking the craft room and trying to stay awake. Because obviously I haven't caught up on my sleep. That was the one bad thing that I did not do while I was gone, is I did not take a nap. Every day I thought about taking a nap. It was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I don't take naps at that time. So I'm going to put Santa down about right here. I'm going to put my little thing on here. He looks like he's jumping for joy. He is. It's Christmas. Christy, this is a very cute stamp set. I think we are going to pop up that little present, though. I was looking to see if I had any leftover foam tape, but I don't see any here, so I'm going to grab a piece. And I think I've told you guys that before, that what I do is I peel off a big piece. Oops, throwing stuff on the floor. And then I always keep the pieces on the edge, and then I just tear off a piece and throw it on so that I can have that. But I just tear off these pieces as I use them. And that way I can have that piece, because then it's not sticky. Thank you. Thank you. He's well, you know, Santa's a lively guy. Yes, we need to see it. Yeah, Glenda, this is a fun stamp set. Like I said, I was talking to Christopher and I was like, this guy's on my wish list. He is so on my wish list. So, because I think he's cute. We're going to pop up the sentiment too. We're going to cut that off just a little bit. Tap dancer. I mean, if you were giving presents to kids and making them so happy, wouldn't you be dancing a jig too? I mean, I would. Or maybe he's like, it's almost time to be on vacation. Except that I would think if it was Santa that he never can go on vacation, because next year's coming. You gotta get ready for the next year. Maybe he takes the day after Christmas off. And then just a tiny little piece. right here. Let's see if we see that. Oh, a little too thick. Gotta cut them down a little bit. All right. Awesome, there we go. So I've got my CYOE challenge part, my Velveteen Glaze, and it's Christmas, and I feel like Christmas always has to have some shine or bling. And we've got that with the Chroma, the Ornamental Gold Chroma Mist that we spritzed, and of course our Gilded embossing powder that we use for our sentiment, our present, and our banner. And then I threw in just a tiny bit of pearl on our Santa. So we have our little Christmas card, and you could obviously, this is a wide enough. Do I have a card around here? I don't. I have one up here. This stencil is wide enough that you could almost, see how it almost fits. It fits almost perfectly. Mine's dirty, so I don't want to grab it on an A2 card panel. So you can, and here you can see where it cut. So you could cut part of it down if you weren't a slimline card, or even a mini slim, it would fit because it's the same width but just shorter if you wanted a little less. So I love the ghost from last night. So if you have not watched Christopher's live from last night, he introduced a layering stencil with the ghosts, the ghost heart, and there is a bundle for that. And I said there's a Santa's Visit bundle. I did put it I did share it up at the top, and I will put it in the description tomorrow. And I appreciate you guys all tonight. I'm going to get ready to go. Actually, you know what I did do here? I did create a QR code for it. So there's the Santa's bundle QR code. But I appreciate you guys all tonight. I'm going to cut it out just a little bit early tonight so that I can maybe take the pup for an RIDE. Did you use the scraper to finish off the glaze? This one I already had done, Francie. So I did one early so we wouldn't have to. Here is the one I did live. So I'm going to hide that code again. So here is the one I did live with you guys, but I wanted to make sure, thanks Mom. I did want to make sure that I did one so that it would dry. And I did use just my palette knife and a very quick of my scraper, my flat Simon scraper. Thank you, you guys. So if you can see where it's starting to dry in just that little bit, 48 minutes. So I will tend to put these if I'm going to craft in a hot window and they will dry faster, but I like to do mine overnight if I can. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to head off and go see Tom and check in with him and take the pup for a little RIDE, and I will see you guys all next week. Don't forget to join the CYOE challenge, which is to use a Chroma glaze or a Velveteen glaze in the fan club page, and Christopher will be live tomorrow. Okay.